Greetings to you, Crocodile Army. There's been a lot of talk about privacy in many forms in the past few years. Even people who broadcast everything on social media, from the frequency of their visits to the bathroom to their latest drama at work, are now complaining that they don't have any privacy from the NSA. So that's good evidence that it's on people's radar. I don't necessarily have a lot of sympathy for the oversharers, but to be fair, I certainly have my own concerns about privacy. Oh, and by the way, if the NSA is watching this video right now, I'm just kidding. You guys are great and keep up the good work. If the NSA can't read our emails, then the terrorists win, right? Seriously though, I wish there were a major party that had a greater interest in this matter. It seems that most politicians, when asked about this, give some stock answer about keeping Americans safe and, oh yeah, don't forget there are lots of people out there still trying to get us. They hate us for our freedoms, you know. There's a different kind of privacy that's made some headlines in recent years as well, and that's privacy as it relates to the other people who are trying to keep us safe, law enforcement. I don't subscribe to the overall idea that the country is a police state, mostly because there are about as many definitions of a police state as there are people who believe we're living in one. And many of these people are the same ones who claim that one president or another is a dictator, yet have never even been to another country, much less spent even a minute in an actual dictatorship. We have definitely seen more instances caught on video of police forces abusing their power in recent years, though, which has been greatly assisted by the ubiquity of smartphones with video-making capability. I've seen lots of pretty insane instances of police recklessness or outright brutality, and several of them are etched into my memory very clearly, which makes me wary of police, despite having very little contact with them, aside from a speeding ticket about every 8 years or so. Maybe you remember some of these too. Combine these with stop and frisks, strip searching for minor offenses or even no offense at all, crime lab employees tampering with evidence to obtain convictions, police officers shooting people dead under murky circumstances and then lying about it, and various other scandals, and that's just in the last few weeks. And it's no wonder that public perception of law enforcement has taken a tumble. I think there's a solution to this, and that is to make sure the watchers are being watched 24/7. Many police departments already have dash cams as standard equipment, but I'd like to see that enforced in every jurisdiction at the local, state, and federal levels. The technology is now cheap and easy enough that they're out of excuses not to use it. Of course, there will be some backlash from the law enforcement lobby, but it seems that more often than showing police misconduct, these cameras show public misconduct, and would therefore protect officers from litigious citizens. If they are the ones caught on camera taking liberties with the public, though, they should be punished. I understand that most people wouldn't want a camera on them while they work, but then most people don't have the kind of power over the public that law enforcement officers have, and are certainly not as able to avoid prosecution. As with any profession, there are good and bad police officers. I hear some people talk about how they hate cops, and I give them about as much credibility as those who I hear talk about how much they hate teachers, which is to say not much. Being a police officer is like being given a real-life version of the One Ring. It doesn't turn you invisible, but to some people, that kind of authority goes to their heads, and they'll use it with the knowledge that others may be unlikely to prosecute for all but the worst of offenses. Most of us feel like we can handle that kind of power responsibly, but as the famous Zimbardo prison study revealed, I feel like it's hard to know how you'll handle it until you put on that uniform and shiny badge. So I won't even make a claim about how I would handle it. I just know that I would be a more responsible officer if I had a camera on me as I perform my duties as a public servant, and I think most others would as well. It's time to make that the law for law enforcement officers, along with the repeal of any laws against taking videos of police activity, or allowing stop and frisks, before more credibility is lost, and self-styled vigilantes become the rule rather than the exception.
Now, just in case you missed that, I have another message for you. Go fuck yourself again! How about that?